Well, speaking of politics, we got a big shakeup going on in Louisiana that will affect. Well, it's going to affect. In my way of thinking, it's going to affect the Senate run, because the 6th congressional district is around New Orleans and the outlying areas. And now our 4-term ex-governor, Edwin Edwards, announced today that he is going to run for that seat, which is Bill Cassidy's seat. And Bill Cassidy is a Republican in the House of Representatives, but he is running against Senator Mary Landrieu along with Rob Maness, who we've interviewed here before twice. And the shake-up is whether you're a Democrat or Republican, people are going to vote for Edwin Edwards. So that
means, he a Democrat or a Republican?
He's a Democrat. He's old school Democrat, but he's still a Democrat. Which means we're going to lose a Republican seat in the House, because in my opinion, he's going to be hard to beat. I think the only reasonable thing to do would be for Bill Cassidy to try to keep his House seat and then back up Rob Maness. Now, whether that happens or not, I doubt that very seriously, but as a political strategy, the only one that would stand a chance to beat Edwin Edwards is Bill Cassidy, and he's running against Mary Landrieu. And we knew for about 2 weeks now he was going to announce, but this comes from NOLA.com, which is New Orleans. It says, just 3 years after his release from federal prison, former Governor Edwin Edwards is throwing his hat to the open race for Louisiana's 6th congressional district. The 86-year-old Silver Fox, known for his memorable, often shocking quotes, and the nearly 9 years spent behind bars on extortion, fraud, and racketeering charges, made the announcement today. He says, I acknowledge there are good reasons I should not run, but there are better reasons why I should, said the Democrat, who served an unprecedented 4 terms as governor. He also put to rest questions over whether his status as an ex-con would keep him from being a qualified congressional candidate. Once and for all, I'm positive I can run, and I'm confident I can win. Edwards says the decision was not an easy one, blah, blah, blah. It also wasn't the only race he grappled with entering. Edwards said Monday, making it clear he was at one point deciding whether to challenge Mary Landrieu, a fellow Democrat, for her seat. The 6th district seat will be vacant this year because Bill Cassidy is challenging Landrieu. She's running her race and I'm running mine, said Edwards. Famously, there is no love lost between the 2 Democrats, but pundits agree the presence of each of their powerful campaign machines in Louisiana come November will be mutually beneficial for both. And it will be, because if you're just going to vote the Democratic ticket, you might would have looked somewhere else because you can't stand Mary Landrieu, but now they're both going to be on the same ticket. So there is a lot of unprecedented, this could not bode well. And
yeah, well, this guy, would you say he was a governor, Edwards?
Oh, yeah, and he's loved by all.
He's 86 years old, and he spent time for corruption in jail. Doesn't that act as a, maybe like bad marks against him?
No, not in Louisiana.
Oh,
everybody loves him. Let me just tell you, he is so, he will say anything, he will do anything, and in some ways he's very honest. Here's some of his quotes. This is from his 1983 election. The only way I can lose this election is if I'm caught in bed with either a dead girl or a live boy. 1983 election. Dave Treen is so slow it takes him 1.5 hours to watch 60 Minutes. This is when he was running against David Duke in 1991. He says, the only thing we have in common is we both, this is from David Duke. I don't know if y'all know who David Duke is, but he's like the grand wizard of the KKK. But anyway, this is what he says about David Duke. The only thing we have in common is we're both wizards under the sheets. Now, this is the way he comes out with stuff. People love him. They think he's funny. He's an old-school Democrat. He will win. He will win.
At 86
and,
years
I got
old?
people arguing with me, but he is going to win. So we're going to lose a seat in the House. So there you go on that. And I went and looked up, all these people, we just need to get a good conservative to run against Edwin Edwards. Well, I went and looked at who's running in this district, and there's nobody. Nobody strong enough to beat him. Nobody even, my best guess, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 Republicans and 2 Democrats running for this spot. And out of the 8 Republicans, all together, they might get 10% of the vote.
You should throw your hat in the ring there.
No, I'm not. I can't. I don't live in that district. I live in the 4th district.
Oh.
So, but when they first started spouting off that he might announce, you go and you read the NOLA.com Facebook page, and then you read the comments underneath it, and that tells me everything. He'll not only have Democrats voting for him, he'll have Republicans voting for him because they love him. He's funny. He's hilarious. He's honest. He tells you what he does wrong, and he laughs about it. And I used to always say, when Bill Clinton got in trouble with Monica Lewinsky, if he had just asked Edwin Edwards for advice and followed Edwin Edwards' line of thought, he'd have never been impeached. Because Edwards would have just told him, just tell him.
That says an awful lot about the Republicans. If you can't beat an 86-year-old guy who spent 9 years in jail for corruption, you got problems in your party.
No, but you don't understand Edwin Edwards. He's just an enigma.
Well,
I mean, he's not just your typical politician. So anyway, it's a big shakeup. I think the best thing that could happen is for Cassidy to drop out of the Senate race. The only one that stands a chance of beating him is Cassidy because he's an incumbent. He needs to drop out of the Senate race, back Rob Maness, and let's get the show on the road. Rob Maness is, Bill Cassidy's a decent guy. I don't have nothing against Bill Cassidy. Rob Maness is a great conservative constitutionalist. And if we're going to get Mary Landrieu out, we're going to have to team up. We have to do this right, or we're going to lose a seat in the House. So that's my theory.
Losing seats is not an option.
No, well, we're going to. I'm telling you straight up. I'll bet you, a month's salary on this deal.
Did you forget we don't get paid?
Well, I'm at my other job.
Oh, okay.
Which still ain't much.
Yeah,
so
really.
We'll see how this goes. I just want to give you the heads up now because this is going to be huge for the Senate race. This is going to affect the Senate race tremendously. I mean, everybody acts like, it's just a seat in the House, it's just one district of Louisiana, but it's all implicated toward the Senate race, too, which we're all part of the Senate, I hate to tell you.
Yeah, we are. That sticks them all on all of us. Hey, we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see what we can do to get people's awareness up over this, and especially about this guy, Edwin Edwards, 86 years old and spent 9 years in jail. I don't know, that doesn't sound like the ideal candidate.
He's got about an 18-month-old kid. He married a woman that was his pen pal in jail. She's 50 years younger than him. This is just his typical M.O. She's his third wife. His second wife was named Candy, and she was a lot younger than him, but he divorced her when he went to jail so she wouldn't have to wait on him, I guess. I don't know.
Well, he's definitely
he's definitely a card, that's for sure.
86 years old and he has an 18-month-old kid. You should get a medal for that.